Let's go to YouTube. It's a Chris Leviathan prophecy, and uh, to be honest with you, man, didn't like the picks. Didn't. I mean, I guess everybody have to agree with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like in this generation, you can't have an opinion because once you have an opinion, or I'm a bad guy, or I'm not a fan of some sort. It's okay to have an opinion. It's okay to be wrong. I was wrong. I thought the Giants was going to pick Hamilton. You know, like like do the Giants really need a pass rusher? Think about it. Yes, we were good at stomping the run. It's just the pass we were ranked 27th or probably worse. We were fifth or fourth against the pass last year. No, against the run. So we were good. We were pretty good at stopping the run. I remember we shut down Camara for the Saints. But beggars can't be choosers. I'm just gonna say this was a poor piss draft by them. I think they could have done better. I think they could have drafted better. Kayvon Thibodeau, he was ranked number 5 on on some of the mock drafts. Neal was either ranked second or fourth or third in some of the mock drafts. For them to land on the Giants side by side. So now Daniel Jones have a better good protection because we went out there and signed a lot of offensive linemen. We signed a tight end. We signed 2 receivers. So we did we did a lot in the off season in free agency in March. And then to come to the draft just to be satisfied with 2 picks. Now, obviously, when you have an offensive lineman like Neal, you can't pass up on them. You know, they could have took the center from Iowa. That the Ravens picked. Why didn't they pick him? You know, do the Giants really need another center? Probably not. And the Giants is always looking for versatility. That's the thing about the Giants for years. The Giants has always been a team that likes their players to be versatile. You know, play different positions. If they can. You know, they never asked JPP to say, "Hey, JPP, can you play linebacker?" We all know you couldn't rush the passer, but can you play linebacker? This is when he blew up his hand. You know, hopefully hopefully Kayvon don't do the same thing. But I don't think he's going to be here long term. I think he's going to deal with a lot of injuries. He might probably give you 1 or 2 good years, and then after that, he's just going to be a dust in the pan. Because people have to understand, defensive ends don't last long. They really don't. Free safeties, they last long. Ed Reed, if you look at Ed Reed, Troy Polamalu, if you look at all of them, Sean Taylor, if he would have probably, still been here, I don't know if he would have still been playing, probably retired by now. But they all last longer. Defensive ends do not last long. As great as Justin Tuck was, he only gave us 2 good years, and that was when he won the Super Bowl with us. 11 and '08. But I don't know what the Giants are doing. I really don't. Because if that was me, I would have traded the 7th, get multiple picks, probably get like 3 picks in return, 4 picks in return, and probably build from there. Try to get 3 picks, Because being at number 7, you could get some pretty good players. Still get some pretty good players. You know. So and that's what my Knicks did. You know, my Knicks. You know, when they had two uh, two picks, what did they do? They trade back. They trade up. They trade up 3 times. So it's not about getting the best player, and that's what these two knuckleheads don't seem to understand. Yes, I'm calling y'all out. Mad Dog Sports and The Entertainer. The Entertainer is cool. I like The Entertainer. It's just Mad Dog. He just I don't know. I just don't I don't like him at all. You know. I think he just agrees with everything the Entertainer says, but I know they're two huge Giants fans. But I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. But I just feel like the Giants should have traded the number 7th pick. Because y'all got 4 offensive linemen in free agency. 4. You know, probably more. You know, and then you got the supplemental draft, which is obviously players who didn't get drafted. You have that. And then after that, you know, you have the pre-draft. You know, there's a pre-draft where if players don't get signed, you could sign them in onto the practice squad. You know, so I don't know, man. I don't know. I think this was a reach draft. You know, I mean, Edge, because to be honest with you, edge rusher wasn't our biggest need. You know, I mean, I know that's our bread and butter, but we're playing in a 3-4. We're not playing in a we playing in a 3-4. We're not playing in a 4-3 no more. So we don't have to bulk up defensive linemen after defensive linemen. You know, we're playing in a 3-4, which I think we should have already switched to a 4-3. That was our bread and butter. You know, because playing in a 3-4, you have got to have athletic linebackers, and we don't. We don't. Teams like the Ravens, teams like the Chiefs, teams like the Dolphins, they can play in a 3-4 because they have accustomed to pick. They literally know how to pick of like they literally know how to pick linebackers. We haven't had a great linebacker since Lawrence Taylor. We have gone through so many different linebackers, it's crazy. And none of them stick. I think the last one was probably Boley, Michael Boley. You know, no. The last one was Antonio Pierce, who came over from the Redskins. And then we had Boley, he came over from the Saints. And then after that, we had John Beeson, but his injury bug was just a mess. So we just never had. And then we had Greg Jones coming out of, you know, Michigan State, who didn't pan out. And then we had Jaquan Williams. And then, you know, we just had Paysinger. We just had a lot of in and out linebackers who didn't stick. And Kayvon Thibodeau is not a linebacker. He's an edge rusher. Now I don't think he minds playing the linebacker, you know, but playing in a 3-4, you have got to have those things down pat. Because if you don't, your defense it's not gonna click. You know, because playing in a 4-3, all you need is 2 linebackers or 1 linebacker and 4 defensive ends. That's all you need. When you're playing in the 3-4, you need multiple linebackers. You need linebackers that can cover, and we struggle in that department. We struggle. So drafting an offensive lineman, I get that. Protect Daniel Jones, even though I still don't believe in Daniel Jones. I never did coming out of Penn State. You know, Penn State was like the worst college team for years. Not Penn State, Duke, my bad. Duke and Penn State was the worst. You know, every time I tune in, they always getting blown out by 70, 60. But now they're getting good. Penn State is getting good, but Duke, I don't know. Duke is more of a basketball town than a football, but I don't think Daniel Jones is the guy. You know, we didn't draft a wide receiver, which I say that it's a wide receiver and quarterback draft. I mean, league. If you don't have, if you don't have the quarterback, if you don't have the quarterback and the receiver, you're not going to go anywhere. And if you look at the last, I'll probably say last five. If you look at the last five Super Bowl, if you look at the last five Super Bowl wins, they were all the offense, all of them. Especially the one with the Patriots and the Rams. That game was just atrocious. They won 13-3. I mean, that game was not even remotely close, you know? So if you if you just scroll all the way down, or maybe I got ahead of myself a little bit. Hold on. Wow, so CBS is going to be covering the Super Bowl from 2024, 2028, and 2032. NBC is going to be covering the Super Bowl in 2026, 2030, 2034. Wow, that's crazy. I mean, why did they call it the Super Bowl? I don't know. I really don't. Game history. Or maybe I should just say teams. All right, so we're gonna go to, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, so we're just gonna go from 2000. Damn, we're just gonna go from 2018 all the way to 2022. So starting from 2018, it was the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the New England Patriots. Guess who had the better offense? Philly. Okay, we go on to the next Super Bowl. New England Patriots versus LA Rams. Who had the better offense? New England. They won 13-3. Okay, we go on to the next Super Bowl. Kansas City versus San Francisco. Who had the better offense? Kansas City. We go on to the next Super Bowl. Super Bowl 55. Tampa Bay versus Kansas City. They won 31-9. You know, it was kind of like the other Super Bowl where you know, yeah, this was like kind of Super Bowl. Yeah, New England versus Los Angeles Rams. They won 13-3. Tampa Bay, they won 31-9. You know, and then this year's Super Bowl, who had the better offense? So the last five Super Bowls, it was all offense, and obviously defense. You know, I mean, you can't really cancel out defense, but you know, it's an offensive league now. You know, they don't care about like defense. Do not sell whatsoever. You know, like all these defensive players. Good luck to them. I wish them nothing but the best. But in 4 or 5 years from now, you think they're still going to be on the team? Not really. Some of them might get hurt. Some of them may miss a lot due to injuries. Thibodeau is probably going to be one of them. Probably not, but I don't want to jinx or put any curses on anybody. But edge rushers tend to get hurt a lot. JPP, if you look at JPP, he got hurt a lot. He was a very good edge rusher. Even though he had 1 year in college, he had that one good year where he got 16 and a half sacks, and the rest was just history. You know, and I think he got better once he left New York too. You know, but I don't think an edge rusher was a need. I really don't. I think a wide receiver was a need. If you look at our wide receiving core, Slayton can't stay healthy. Shepard can't stay healthy. Galladay, he was just a hit and miss. Tony, obviously you saw the flashes from Tony, but he was never consistent enough, to stay on the field. So there's been a lot of in and outs in this receiving core. I really wanted Jameson from Alabama. I thought if you got him and Neal at 5 and 7, I would have probably give this draft an A+. But I gave the Kayvon Thibodeau a grade C+, and I gave the Neal a B. And obviously we didn't get, Hamilton. Because can you imagine if we got Neal, Hamilton, Thibodeau? Yes, man, that would have been the ultimate steal. Because the Jets have 3 draft picks. We only have 2 in the first round, so that's why the Jets was super aggressive. They were super aggressive. They got the cornerback they need. They got the edge rusher they need. Now they got the number 1 receiver in the country that they needed. So I wouldn't be shocked if the Jets have a better record come September than the Giants. So let's say the Giants are like 2-4, and the Jets are like 4-3. We're gonna piggyback on this draft and say who won this draft. Now I'm not saying that a free safety is going to save us, because this is going to take a lot of effort and a lot of attention to get these players to play to the best of their abilities, because they're still kids at the end of the day. They're playing, they're coming from playing, they're playing to kids. No, hold on. They're playing with kids, and they coming into the NFL playing against grown men that's 30, 40, probably in their mid-20s, early 30s. So the game is going to be much faster. This is not football 20 years ago, 15 years ago. The league has changed. So these players said that, they want to be the league, like some of these draft, some of these defensive players that said that, we looked up to such and such. We looked up to Ed Reed. We looked up to, Sean Taylor. Some said Troy. Because I was watching the interviews on the podium where where the defensive players was just saying, the reporters was just asking them, who was your favorite, player growing up watching, Some said Sean Taylor, some said Troy, some said Ed, some said Ray Lewis, so it's good that they analyze them, but y'all playing at a totally different pace, like the half of the stuff they did, I don't think they're gonna be able to do. I really don't. Y'all gonna be seeing flags everywhere. You can't hit the quarterback like you used to. So it's gonna be a it's gonna be a learning curve. You know, I mean, like let's say like there's a crucial game and a rookie comes out of nowhere and blasts him, and then they cause you know they cause a flag or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or if they need that one win to get into the playoffs, and you know that rookie costs him such and such. So I mean, I just think it is what it is. But like I said, the question is, who would you rather pick? Who would you rather pick, Justin Tuck or Ed Reed? If you had one player to pick, you can't pick both. If you had just one player to pick, Ed Reed or Justin Tuck, or Ed Reed or Michael Strahan. I mean, look at them. But anyways, man, that's it. That's all. Um, yeah. So I'm out. Like, comment, subscribe. I will put the video. I will put the link in the video in the description box. On the road to 200 subscribers. Let's get it.